The FBI has managed to crack down on ticket scalping. Honestly, I didn't know what any of this shit was, and so it's very interesting to me, and hopefully it's interesting to you too. If not, then I'm just turning on all my lights and my camera for fucking nothing in the middle of the night, so that would be dumb. So I'm sure this matters to you. It turns out, and this is something that's very important to me because I probably ended up buying these tickets, ticket scalping is apparently a big issue in Europe. But it's an issue because while in the United States, you can just get charged absolute oodles of cash for absolutely nothing, like a ticket to a Carolina Panthers game or something. In Europe, the prices are usually pretty low. I'm saying in Europe, obviously, for the 5 people that watch this channel that don't live in Europe. One in the chat if you don't live in Europe and you watch this channel. I can see the analytics. Don't fucking lie to me. All right? You trying to fucking lie to me? I can tell. You got that look. You're going to try to lie to me. Don't pull the wool over my eyes. This is the 4th ism I'm recording today. I can't even see straight, bitch. Anyways, as a result of the lower ticket prices in Europe, the groups of people that are awarded those prices then turn around and sell them for more. But this is technically illegal, at least in Portugal, right? I've bought these types of tickets before, not in Portugal, where you just find some website that says they can sell you some of the tickets. You go out, you grab them, you buy them, you show up at the stadium, they're scanning the QR code, you go, inshallah, and then it works, right? And then all of a sudden you're in the stadium and life is good. According to The Guardian, a giant ticket scalping ring at Porto has been crushed. So shout out to Porto for being able to handle this. This is how this works. Just so you can keep your eyes peeled. The Portuguese police have apparently been trying to dismantle this for a year. And shout out to who wrote this article. Miguel Dantas in Porto. My dog, Miguel Dantas. Right. Porto said one alleged ringleader had convinced dozens of people to hand over personal details. So basically found dozens of people in the area that could be Porto club members, convinced them to hand over their personal details, at which point he used those details, this ringleader that they've managed to catch, used those details to create club membership profiles for each of these people. Now, this is new, by the way. This is the new way to do it. Apparently, the old way is the ultras at Porto, and I'm assuming a lot of other places, would get their tickets at a big discount, and then a significant portion of those people would then turn around and sell them for profit. It was basically a money-making scheme for nothing, because the market demand for the price of those tickets was way higher than what they were getting them for from the club, because the club obviously wants its members and its ultras to go to the match, and so they get the price of they get their tickets at a huge discount. They would turn around just kind of blatantly right outside the stadium and sell them, at which point Andre Villas-Boas showed up. He's the guy that is the president of Porto right now, and he kind of kicked the can in that. And they went all digital with the tickets and everything. But if you're a member, obviously you get a certain price on tickets, and so this person used these personal details of dozens of people in order to create fake club memberships. These schemes reached an impressive scale, with dozens of seats controlled by a single individual. We also identified businesses processing hundreds of transactions, serving as fronts for this unlawful activity. They had shell corporations in the business, in order, I guess, to launder the money. The transactions, the sales of these tickets were going through shell corporations so that they could then bring the money into their accounts as profits from these corporations. And really all they were doing was just flipping the tickets they were getting for significant money, serious money. They were targeting tourists like me, right? And according to the club, some tickets sold for as much as 800 euros. So you might be wondering, how the hell is this possible? Who's paying that amount of money? Well, if you're in Porto for 4 days and there's a match and you go, oh, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to see that match, and maybe you're American, maybe you're not, right? But you have no frame of reference for what the price of these tickets normally are, what the price is. And your only frame of reference really is sporting events in the United States. But what do you know if you're this tourist, particularly from the United States, but this would also work for China, Japan, or whatever? What do you know? In Europe, they're crazy about this stuff, right? In Europe, it's a different level, right? It's a different level of obsession. So it would make sense that the ticket price would be high. And you see 800 euros and you go, shit, I just got my Christmas bonus, once in a lifetime, do it. I'm going to go. And so this person's making 700, 750 euros off a transaction. That's one seat. This one person, mind you, is controlling dozens of seats every match. If you sell the majority of those tickets every match, you're making thousands and thousands of euros every single time Porto plays a home match. Considering Porto sells out regularly, that is totally not outside the realm of possibility here. They also detected fake tickets being sold at inflated prices. So they were then not just selling real tickets, there were people also selling fake tickets. In those cases, there's little we can do beyond advising fans to not buy from official channels. They can't, they can catch the people selling the fake tickets, but let's be honest, there will always be more of them. Now, what's crazy about this story is that The Guardian was actually alerted about this story separate from the police. And that's this part of the story right here. The Guardian was alerted to the scalping operation after Porto's season opener against Vitória Guimarães, when two Danish tourists, proudly wearing the club's blue and white colors, were chatting at the metro station next to the stadium. The experience was amazing, but the prices were steep. The tickets were 200 euros each. We weren't expecting to pay that much for a regular Portuguese league match, and we were behind one of the goals, so it wasn't the best view. Maybe the reporter was standing right next to them. Maybe the Danish fans contacted the reporter later. But however it happened, right, the reporter ended up getting in touch with these Danish fans and learning about this experience, kind of tracing where the tickets came from. And it came in part because the Danish fans were suspicious. The pair had used an online resale platform to secure seats for the sold-out match. Their gamble paid off. The tickets arrived in their Google wallets, but something was off. One ticket bore the name of a woman. One of the people, right, who is in this season, she's allegedly a club member. The other was a season ticket QR code. So the other person got a QR code that would technically allow them to attend every match for the rest of the season. And quote the Danish fans, when we bought the tickets, we received a message telling us to delete the passes from our wallets after the game, which is suspicious as hell. Like, if you were running this in a smarter way, you would probably be able to get away with this easier. But this is how do you accidentally send the season ticket QR code if you are able to send a single match code? The Guardian opened an investigation, but the police, it transpired, were already on the case. In a coordinated operation with Porto, they cracked down on the network a few weeks after The Guardian learned that this sort of thing was going on. So shout out to The Guardian for actually getting this information early. In this operation, FC Porto cooperated with the authorities and has since become an assistant in the ongoing court case, which remains under legal secrecy during the investigation. After Porto's action, do Portuguese fans believe the club acted in defense of the supporters' interests of their own? Both, says Martha Gens, a spokesperson for the APDA, the Portuguese Supporters Association, which nice. We're talking about a country where the monthly minimum wage isn't even 1,000 euros. We believe there should be legal caps on ticket prices, and after all, the ticket scalping is a crime in Portugal. We shouldn't forget that. The ringleaders and their accomplices will have to answer not only to the authorities, but also to Porto. The club are weighing disciplinary measures that could lead to their permanent expulsion from membership. I'm gonna help you out there. They should be permanently expunged from membership. You should lose your membership for doing this. You really should. There are allotted tickets in the stadium for people that are not members to be able to attend matches like these tourists. It victimizes the tourists. It victimizes people that might actually be genuine members that all of a sudden can't get access to those seats. It's just taking advantage of a system that is designed to help people, which is a pretty shitty thing to do. So I'm glad they managed to actually catch up to all this. I'm glad they managed to make this bust, and I hope that this sort of law and these sorts of busts become more commonplace in the world of football tickets, because that is a dark world, dude.